Yes, all we are in this system are consumers. And all these industries like advertising and everything else made just to make you consume more, it's really shameful. The bottom line, when the bottom line is money in this culture really does not care about you at all, because they need to take care of their stockholders and get more money. That's the difference between the monetary system, one of the differences, and a resource-based economy. The bottom line is the well-being of people. Never make anything toxic in a resource-based economy. The bottom line is the well-being of people, how they interact with one another, enabling them to be more creative and also interact well with the environment and maintain a pristine environment.
Let me say a little bit more about the resource-based economy. We have to do a survey of the Earth's resources, how much transportation we have, trucks, trains, ships, planes, and then when you know what the resources are on the Earth, you design a civilization that's in perfect accord with the carrying capacity of the Earth's resources, not someone's opinion, not my opinion or anyone else. You do a survey, just as you build a bridge, you say, what's the weight of the cars going over it? How many cars does a bridge have to carry? What kind of wind loads? What kind of earthquake conditions? In other words, you just don't go ahead and build a bridge. The people of the world today are really unconscious. And they keep talking about higher consciousness. Particularly the metaphysically inclined people talk about higher consciousness. First of all, you can't be any more aware of things than the ability of your receptors to pick it up. You can't see radio waves, you can't see germs, so we make devices. The electron microscope is an extension of human need. The microscope gives us a visual range that we don't have. So all technology, science, and products are really extensions of human attributes. Politicians and radio shows and interviews on radio are mostly military people telling you how the war is going. Of course it's going in our favor. And always telling you things that they want you to believe and hear. No one is concerned about human sanity.
You know, all of the countries in the world are indebted to other countries. If you just think of that alone, how insane it is. There's not enough money to take care of any of the problems that we have on Earth, but there is enough resources.
You know,
today.
One of our callers called in, though, to correct something that Bob Oliver had said. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
And why don't you just go ahead and clarify that one thing for us, and then we'll get back to the rest of the conversation.
Certainly, thank you. Yes, it's the story of stuff.
So when Bob was talking, it was about the story of stuff.
That's correct. The website is www.storyofstuff.com, and it's brilliant.
All right. Thank you.
Those are all very good scenarios and very good videos, but they don't pose an alternative direction.
I think it sounds like they just help to better understand the current state of the problem.
Yes. But then they just put it in people's laps, and they don't give them an alternative direction to work towards.
They don't know of any other alternatives. You got to remember, which is very difficult to do, if you ask an Eskimo, you can have anything you want. What would you like? He's not apt to say a stainless steel refrigerator because he's not exposed to that. What do you expect the people of Nazi Germany to think, since they've been propagandized for years? So this system is nothing in common with communism, socialism, free enterprise, fascism, or any other Mankind United, any other social idealism. This has to be based upon scientific scales of performance. And that means not scientists running things. They're just as stupid as anyone else. The proof of that is there are scientists today working on terraforming other planets while this one is falling apart.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes.
America has 300 submarines. Each one has more destructive power than all the wars in history. How stupid can you be?
Yeah, that's never made sense to me. You know, and all of the nuclear weapons that people keep producing when we could destroy the world with, you know,
I just wanted to mention that this system isn't based on somebody's wishes or aspirations or philosophy that they came up with, that it's pleasant. It's really based on the intelligent management of the Earth's resources and using scientific performance, scientific methods to evaluate things and arrive at appropriate decisions.
Well, and one of the things that you stressed in the Zeitgeist Addendum, and both you and Jacques have shared before, is the idea that really we have sufficient resources. We're just mismanaging where they go and who controls them.
Well, really, people have to be educated as to what the Venus Project is about. So what you have to do is look at our website, thevenusproject.com, and there's thousands of questions and answers on it. There's architecture, city systems, transportation, shipping. Every aspect of human society is on the website. So if you check our website, this will help you understand. You're not going to get it in one radio session, because the Venus Project concerns itself with all aspects of civilization to bring the world together for sustainability. As long as few nations control most of the Earth's resources, you're going to have trouble. You're going to have territorial disputes. You cannot solve problems by asking other nations to establish a democratic government. We don't even have a democratic government. There are liberals today that said, let's take back our democracy. The reason we don't have a democracy is because on Sunday you've got religion. You don't have anti-religion. You don't have you should have comparative religion on the air Sunday, also agnosticism, atheism, all points of view. That would be a democracy. On the news, for example, the president would criticize another country. In the Venus Project's arrangement, if a representative of the Venus Project would criticize another country, we would invite the prime minister of that country on to give his point of view. Then we'd invite the prime minister of Sweden. He says, they're both wrong. This is how I see it. That's a democracy. But when you've got one point of view on the air and you hear nothing but freedom and democracy, watch out.
Yeah, and that's partly one of the things pointed out, I believe, on both Venus Project, is that Zeitgeist is really considered the activist arm of the Venus Project, where it's trying to get the message out, create the movement as a support base also for the Venus Project. Grant from Portland has called back, and he really wanted to offer a comment in response to some of the discussion. Go ahead, Grant.
Thank you. Yes, you mentioned, I can't remember the woman's name.
Roxanne.
Roxanne. Hi, Roxanne. Yeah, you mentioned that a lot of these presentations are nice, but they sort of just drop you in the lap, well, here's the problem, and do nothing to really offer a coherent solution. Point taken to a point, but what the effect has been on me is the following. It distills the problem quite well. It inspires me to see what I can do locally to inform myself, and that results in me hanging out with people like David C. Corton to enumerate imperatives. Those imperatives become the focal point of self-assembling the solutions locally with what you got at hand. It sets the expectations, and it keeps you focused on something. It's kind of like this. Since no central something is going to supply us a blueprint, we have to self-organize. And I think that there's a lot of merit in just the exercise of self-organized solutions around those community imperatives. I really believe that. There's something about taking us from a couch potato consumerism mentality into an active solution building